Hello, students and grown-ups. Did you like looking through the slides about the Day of the Dead? I'm curious to know if any of you have ever heard of that celebration before, or is this the first time you've heard about it? I also hope that you don't mind the way I pronounce some of those words. I am not very good at speaking Spanish, and I've tried my best. Maybe when we can talk to each other, and if you know how to speak Spanish, you could help me with my pronunciations. I would really appreciate that. But for today, we are going to be doing 2 different activities, and I want you to know that you can pause the video if you need more time, or you need to go back and see something over again. And of course, you can pause it between the 2 activities, so you don't have to remember how to do both of them at the same time. You can just learn how to do one, try it, then pause, and then learn how to do the other one and try it. So I hope it's not too much information, but I really wanted to show you these 2 activities today. So right now I'm going to show you the first one and what you will need for the first activity. For the first activity, we'll need scissors and any kind of paper. Any paper that you have at all. And if you even have tissue paper or colorful paper, that is fine too. Now, this is the first activity I want to show you, and it's the papel picado. It's basically just cut paper. And maybe you might have heard of another kind of art called origami, which is like origami, but with folding and cutting. This is sort of like origami, and maybe you've cut a snowflake out of paper, and that's what this is like too. So this is what a finished one will look like, and it's really easy to do. So you'll need your paper and your scissors. Any kind of paper is fine, and you should just fold it in half, and then in half again. And I'm gonna tell you that if you want to try to fold it one more time, you can, but the more you fold it, the more difficult it is to cut with the scissors. This one I had folded to this size, so I had folded this one more, and it was a little challenging to cut. So I think for the first time, we should just do it this way. And just like with a snowflake, you're gonna cut little snips out along the edges. So you can cut little triangles. If you can cut that half heart shape. And then I even cut out kind of like I guess like a half of a light bulb, and that actually made a good skull to keep in the tradition of the Day of the Dead. And you can just cut like little squares. You can cut anything you want, just as long as you leave some of the edges. You want some of the edges to stay, because that's what keeps the paper connected. So I'm just going to keep going around doing my same designs that I was doing, but then you're going to end up with a lot of space in the middle, and that will look boring if we just leave it there. So here's the trick. So you can fold it again just a little bit. You can either fold it in half like this to kind of get some of these inside spaces. And I'm going to cut like a little skinny triangle, and then also other ones. And I think that's going to make kind of a star shape. This is a really fun thing to do, to just experiment with what happens when you cut the paper in different ways. And then, oh yeah, that looks good. And then you can also even do like maybe a little bit of a diagonal fold. I don't know, to try to get some of, you can just like experiment with folding the paper. Don't cut it too much, because you don't want to cut through another design, but if you do some little folds and cuts. So I'm gonna finish mine doing some little folds and cuts, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I finished cutting, so I'm gonna just carefully open it up. I think this one's gonna look kind of good. Look pretty good when I unfold it. Let's see. Oh, I love it. These were fun. That was a fun thing to add. This is so pretty. So I guess if we were decorating for a Day of the Dead celebration, we would make a whole bunch of these in different colors and we would hang them up like banners. So I hope that you try this, and if you can, take a picture of it and email it to me. Would be great. And one other thing about this, so after you're done and you have fun and you have all these little bits of paper, so if we were in the art room, we would have fun. I always let the kids take these and just put them to the floor, and we pretend it's snowing in the art room. But if you're at home, you need to scoop it up in a pile and throw them either in the trash or the recycle bin, because we do not need any grown-ups mad at us because we did not clean up after ourselves. So please make sure you clean up all your little bits. Hello, students and grown-ups. Now we're going to do our second activity, which will be a sugar skull activity. I wish I had sugar and skull molds and colorful frosting so we can make real sugar skulls, but we don't have those things. So we'll use simple materials that you probably already have at home. I'm going to show you what you need. For this activity, you will need something to color with, a drawing tool. I love my black markers, but if you don't have a black marker, you can use a black crayon, and some paper. I wanted to say really quickly too that I don't want anybody to get upset if their drawing doesn't come out perfectly, because we never did this before. So it's okay if it's not perfect. That's the fun part about these activities. You can try them again later, and every time that you try them, you probably will get better and better. For the first part of this activity, we're going to be drawing our skull, and we want to draw it nice and big. I'm going to start off with a pencil, and that's what you should do, but I know pencil is really hard to see in the video, so once I kind of show you how I would start my drawing, I'm going to switch to marker, but you can do it all in pencil, and then you can go over your pencil lines with marker or black crayon later. So I would really start with as big of a circle shape as you can. I hope you can see that on the video. And then I just draw kind of a square shape underneath. Can you see that on the video? And that would be a really good start to a skull. So I'm going to switch to my marker so that you can see better, but you can keep following along with pencil. So I'm going to just go over these lines. Now, I'm not going to trace this part of the circle because I will go back and erase that. So that's pretty good. And then the eyes can be just big circles. And the nose, I've seen they do it like almost like an upside down heart. And then look at another rectangle right here for where you would draw in the teeth. And that is a really simple skull. And now the fun part about the sugar skulls is you can go ahead and decorate them any way you want for this project, because they're all decorated so beautifully with just beautiful colors, some facial features, flowers, and I have even seen sugar skulls with names on them, so you can do something like that. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and just start adding in some patterns and designs to decorate my sugar skull. And you could do this with pencil, and then go over it with black crayon or marker later. Or if you feel brave, you can just go with the marker and try to draw it. So I've been spending a little time decorating this, and I decided to add, I didn't put names, but I wrote family and love, because I know that is part of the reason why people celebrate the Day of the Dead, is to honor family and loved ones that have passed away. And I just did some simple decorations, and now I can go ahead and color this, and you can finish decorating yours and outlining yours with black, and then you can go ahead and add some color if you want to color it in. Remember, when you color in, to color with control. Don't be too sloppy. You want to have it with all the white spaces colored in and kind of stay in the line. And the Day of the Dead is known for their very colorful and beautiful decorations, so I think it'd be fun to really use a lot of exciting colors in your picture. And if you can, I would love for you to take a picture of your finished sugar skull drawing, and you can show it to me and email it to me. And I hope you try, and I hope you enjoy doing this activity.